I got involved in college, like a lot of people do. I think that just like everybody else, we have these moments of awakening or recognizing when systems work for or against us. And for me, that started happening throughout high school, but it really sparked in college. I was going to school for dance and dance education at ASU, and started recognizing that resources weren't allocated to communities that I grew up in. Resources weren't allocated for people that look like me, and I got really angry. And a lot of my professors didn't have the answers, and then that made me really angry. And so I decided to change my major from dance to community advocacy and social policy. And from there, I just looked around me and started organizing and used the people that I knew who were doing the work to get me in, but also just getting my hands dirty. I went from going to school in the Roosevelt School District on the south side of Phoenix, and then getting bused over to the Tempe Union High School District. Tempe High was only, like 5 miles, 15 minutes away, depending on traffic. And that change was mind-blowing. I was like, oh wow, like they have books that aren't falling apart here. They have teachers who are consistent and who stay the whole year. They have kids here who are not dealing with the same things that I deal with when I walk home from the bus stop every day. And I think that was like my first kind of like moment of like, okay, some people get things and some people don't. When I think about other experiences, I look back and I think I look at why my parents ended up here in Arizona in the first place. My grandma came to Arizona because her mother was sick, and they lived in the South. They lived in Arkansas, and they weren't treating black people in the South. And someone told her, go to Arizona, they treat black people there. And they ended up coming and helping to build South Phoenix. But I think knowing my history and my roots, and then going through life experiences and having those moments of awakening definitely influence the way I show up, and also humble me and know that, a lot of the times in organizing, we want to just get to the outcome, but we also have to recognize that people are struggling to survive, right? Like people are struggling to put food on the table. People are struggling to get their kids to school on time. And when you're in school, sometimes you struggle to even focus because maybe you're hungry. And I think that me coming from the neighborhoods that I did and the family that I did, that always humbles me and helps me recognize how to push people forward. At the moment, I think I'm passionate about living my truth, an uncompromised truth, so that way I can inspire the people around me and create space and provide permission for people around me to do the same. I think that as someone who's young, someone who's black, as someone who's a woman, it is hard to do that. It's hard to show up in spaces and feel whole. It's hard to, especially now in this new role, right, to show up in spaces and not second guess every little thing that I'm doing. But I know that when I show up whole, when I show up being brave, then it opens up more space for opportunities, not just for myself, but for my community.